thank you very much for joining us on another exciting episode of the Medley Show with Cecil. Well, I hope you had a good time. The year is gradually coming to an end. Of course, we're not going to talk about resolutions now. I know the year started. Many of you thought, okay, we're going to do this. And for some others, the year 2020 was cancelled because of COVID. We thought, okay, yeah, when you're counting my age, please don't calculate 2020 because that was on the lighter side. But I hope somehow 2021 treated you better than 2020. Anyhow, it's like I say, it's December, it's festive seasons, and people are going to be traveling. I know a lot of my friends will be traveling for the season. And especially in the Southeast, there's going to be so many weddings. Yes, like right now, I have almost like 7 weddings invitation this season of January into the first week in December. And talking about that, it's actually an attraction in the Southeast, you know, going to all the call it the Igbanku, the weddings, and so many other of these ceremonies. Anyhow, on the Medley Show today, we'll be talking about some festivities, culture, celebration, carnivals, all happening during this festive season, the month of December and maybe early January. Let's take a look at some of these, and just in case you'll be traveling, you may want to stop by any of these places and have a good time. After all, come on, life is not so hard now. Yeah, things are hard, but come on, sometimes you just have to find something to make you laugh and smile. All right, first, let's take a look at, let's go to the Southeast, where Ebere Okafor has put together a feature on some of the celebrations, some of the festivities and burials and all going on in the Southeast in the month of December.
Christmas, as we all know, is the birth of Christ and also a season of happiness and lots of love. The southeastern parts of Nigeria, Anambra, Imo, Abia, Enugu, and Aba have a tradition of celebrating Christmas in the most extravagant and colorful ways. Christmas is called Krishmeshi in Igbo parlance. Every child is raised to adore it and to see it as a wonderful moment to share the joy of the birth of Christ. In the southeastern part of Nigeria, lots of activities make up Krishmesh. Masquerade festivals, traditional marriage ceremonies, housewarmings, birthday celebrations, football competition, and even funeral ceremonies of elderly relatives, which Anambra and Imo call Ozu Oriri na Onwunwu, which means burial of merriment. Krishmeshi is also a period of charity, communal feasts, and display of wealth. People display their best cars and clothes. The well-to-do move around in convoys with police escorts and siren. Privileged ones give bags of rice, clothes, goats, and chicken to the less privileged ones. Cows are slaughtered within families, with the meat shared by members of the family. Those who do such are called the Ogbuefi. Masquerade festivals, as one of the highlights of Krishmesh among Igbos, start their practice in early December and reaches its climax on Christmas Day. Different masquerade groups go about in fierce-looking attires and masks, wielding real machetes or wipes fiercely to scare the victims into submission. Mmau, as Igbos call masquerades, appear in different forms and hierarchy. Ijele is the king of all masquerades and the biggest masquerade in the sub-Saharan Africa. 45 masquerades are represented by the 45 finger rings seen on the top of Ijele. Izaga is the tallest of Igbo masquerades. Izaga masquerade have the ability to grow very tall and also make itself very short. It is an entertainment masquerade that comes out during traditional ceremonies or festivals. Traditional marriage rites are not taken lightly by families involved. It is deemed very festive and colorful. Most Igbos prefer fixing the dates of their traditional marriage ceremonies few days before Christmas or some days after because of the need to make sure every family member is present as it is a holiday season. Marriage inquiry, known as Ekoaka or Ijoese. Bride price negotiation and payment, known as Imego. Wine carrying ceremony by the bride, which the Igbos call Ibankwani and Idono, all make up a traditional marriage rites and ceremonies. Christmas can be said to be a season all Igbos always look forward to because of the richness and the beautiful festive activities involved.
All right, thank you very much for that one, Ebere. Okay, it's time for us to meet my guest. My guest is well-traveled and he's been on set with us before. It was quite an interesting one when he was on set last time. I remember quite a number of you sent in questions. Well, today he's going to talk to us about some of these celebrations, some of the festivities, some of the activities going on in the country this season. I'm talking about the Director General himself of the Nigerian Tourism Development Corporation. Cecil, did I forget that? I don't know. Thank you very much. Folorunsho Koka. Thank you very much for those of you who don't know, he's a chief. Oh yes, he's a chief. He doesn't come very easy, and he's the Baba Eto of Yoruba land.
Thank you.
Did I get it? Eto.
Eto, yes.
Oh, good. What does Eto mean? Baba. I know Baba is father, king, big one.
The arranger, the fixer.
Hey, Mr. Fix-It. Okay, yeah. So Baba Eto of Yoruba land means the Fix-It of the Yoruba is Mr. Fix-It of Nigeria. He actually inherited it from his father. So I believe you're going to fix a whole lot in the tourism industry even as your tenure continues.
I will do my best.
Well, so far you have been doing quite a lot. You know, I see the jingles, the ones you've produced already, pretty, very, very colorful, a whole lot. Like I actually can watch it over and over again. I think many of our embassies and should have these play around on the screens, so that people can actually see, because it's really colorful. You know, when I travel, I've seen some. Okay, now this is on the lighthouse. Before we get to talk about today's topic, I traveled. Now I have a friend from Hungary, who he was now wondering, wow, how you speak English? I say, yes, we speak English in Nigeria. And that's okay. So how is your country? Because we're in China, we're seeing some high-rise buildings and all, skyscrapers. He now asks, do we have high-rise buildings in Nigeria? I said, oh no, we don't have. Actually, we all have, everybody rich, we all live on trees. You know, if your father is very rich, you have a very big hut on a tree. You know, he was believing me, like, wow, that's interesting. And I would like, can't you just ask Google what happens? I had to open Lagos and show him that this is Nigeria. He was like, wow. I mean, we need a whole lot like this. We need our image to be, sold even better outside.
It's unfortunate that as soon as some people see you and see the color of your skin, there's a preconception that that is what you come from, or that is where you exist in today's time and age. It's very easy to put out beautiful images, but people still don't believe it. So what we have focused on doing is using the new mediums of cultural expression to put them into context. So if I show you a Wizkid concert at the O2 and I show you a Wizkid concert in Lagos or Abuja, you can merge it together and it is real. If I show you a Nollywood movie or adverts about a Nollywood movie contains every facet of our religion, our food, our fashion style, all the Nigerian flavors are carried in video in that form. So what we've been doing is trying to put more and more of that into digital space, from 3 minutes to 5 minutes to 10 minutes to full-length YouTube videos, and push them with some of the ad credits we've been given to be able to try and tell our own small but unique story, that this is who we are as a people.
Yes, I know our guys in the arts, movies, movies, music, they've done some international collaboration. Like I've said on this show before, I don't want to say Hollywood is running out of stories, but they are getting story ideas. you're getting story ideas from Africa, from Nigeria. I mean, we'll have a whole lot of story to tell. I think we should push it out. So efforts you're making like this, I think it's really laudable. It's really laudable. Let's see how we can push through our art. Yes,
through our art, we can tell our story in a different way. What is Nollywood's art? What is its culture? What is its heritage? What are its traditions compared to what we grew up with? So they are going to try to retell our own story by their own definition. But since we are collaborating, at least we have an opportunity to tell some of it through our own eyes, through our own art, our own cultural heritage, our own Nigerian flavor, be it religion. Nobody prays like the way Nigerian churches are so successful. They're all over the world. So there's a global Nigerian flavor, even in religion. Let's talk of jollof rice wars going on.
I know.
Our fashion.
Yeah.
If you pay attention to fashion, you'll find that a lot of African concepts are now starting to be redefined into European or Western. The nylon Ghana must go is now a heavy designer bag that you can carry. The Adire tie and dye, I've seen that softer fabrics are now being adopted, but the whole technique, the whole design, and it's authentic and local to us.
All right, so talking authenticity and things being local to us. Now let's move on to the season we are in, the festive season, December, January. Let's stick with the Southeast, for instance. But the exodus of people who travel this season.
Domestic travel?
Okay, yes. Emphasis on domestic travels are the Easterners. Oh, MJ, I live in Lagos. My family I grew up in Lagos. I see there is this, so I don't know if the night bus thing still works.
It still does.
Yeah, so you see a whole lot of them traveling. Like I was saying, I have a whole lot of wedding invitations this season. So I know that they have the Banku weddings this period. Tell us some of the celebrations happening in Southeast this time.
First of all, Igbo land is predominantly Christian, so it's an opportunity where everybody goes home for the Christian religion, Christmas. It's also an opportunity where all your relatives and your bride and her relatives, or your groom and the relatives, are back home as well. So it's big on weddings. And since they're all there, it's also the time where the cultural festivals have also gravitated towards that time, because everybody is back at home. Now, you just go onto media and choose what is around you. Festivals around me, it will show you what's going on, from the Igwe to the Puppet Festival in Benue to the late Yam festivals. Every week there is a new festival, and these things used to be very small. But with the amount of people who come home to the East, they've grown. Now, I'll also tell you that some of the biggest concerts, when I say concerts, privately funded, sponsored concerts, are in the East.
Yeah. Really? Okay.
If you look at certain artists, they don't...
Flavor?
I didn't want to mention Flavor, but Flavor will be booked back to back, day to day, throughout the Christmas period.
Wow.
And every Eastern... most of they don't even come into the West. They stay in the East because they're busy. Now imagine the buzz, imagine the consumption. It's your cheapest holiday. You're living in your house in the village. Eating your village, not Abuja or Lagos food. Your transportation is minimal. Your staff are there, your family, everything is there. So it's a cheap, fun, domestic focused. You don't have to roam your phone. You don't need a visa to go home.
Exactly.
You don't need to change dollar to spend in the village. You're spending naira. So it's a complete package.
Even though, they have to still spend quite some money.
Well, the village can be, home can be expensive. But
and another thing, I know that the masquerade festival, they have this whole lot of masquerade in the south, in the Southeast. I know that. I know in Kogi State they have some masquerade thing too. Yeah, I know I think NTDC should do something on masquerades, or you've done something like.
We're collecting
Yes.
archives. To tell the story of masquerades in Nigeria,
yeah,
you need
masks.
to cross at least 25 states, because it's not the story of one state, it's the story of many states that you must aggregate together to present a story of masks. If you want to tell a story of drums, every state has 10 kings that have 10 drums that built the drum in one way or the other. So if you're going to tell the story of Nigerian drums or the king's drummers or something, you've got to crisscross Nigeria. Now, you and I know it's not cheap to move around.
Yeah.
It can be, there's some problems with logistics, and it takes time. We've actually embarked on that journey, and of course we will share some incredible footage that we have had from a few states with you. Very high resolution, detailed, both images and film. We're building, we decided that there was a need for us to have 4 high-resolution video and images of the 36 states in Nigeria. So it'll take us a couple of years to do it, but we just embarked on it. That we will get this thing, and it will be 2020, 2021 in terms of validity, and we'll make it available to our big brother NTA.
Please, we look forward to. Meanwhile, you know what? Let's travel to the southern part of Nigeria. We have the rivers, Edo State, Delta State, Akwa Ibom, and the others. And let's take a look at some of the festivities, cultural celebrations happening or that happens during the month of December. Well, at least I can remember the Igwe Festival in Edo State. Anyhow, let's take a look at these, and then we'll be back to talk more. Well, now that was quite an interesting one. At least nice pictures and images, videos to tell. Let's travel to the south. Okay, let's just take care of Calabar Carnival, which is a very popular one. Calabar Carnival has been on for a long time. International Carnival, I know, but I understand that it's not holding this year.
From all I have read so far, that I don't think the carnival will hold this year. We had a stakeholders meeting for the South-South geopolitical zone, and we had a stakeholders meeting with an event, Nigerian Flavors, where we just put up a stage and invited people who sell locally to come and sell, because we put the crowd together, bring your goods, come and sell to them. And I noticed one thing. After the NSAS event in Nigeria, in Cross River State as well, everybody sort of went into shock. And everybody just had this disbelief that they could go out and have a good time the way they normally did. Now, we had this festival, this event on Friday, and it was supposed to end on the Friday, and they kept it, rolling for another couple of days. I think there's a crisis of confidence, and that's what needs to be overcome by a lot of the people who are having to deal with both these issues of security, which creates uncertainty, as well as the issue of, the COVID pandemic.
Yeah,
so.
When you said NSAS, I thought it was meant to be.
No, I was in the NTA station in Calabar, and I know what I saw in terms of the after effects of NSAS.
Oh, yes.
I spoke to a lot of the people on the streets. People were worried about. They were frozen in that time. I mean, they've never really had anything like that, and that is what they need to overcome with soft launch events heading to a carnival. From what I hear, the carnival isn't going to hold. It's a question of redefining what you used to do. It's reimagined thinking. I can't do it like this anymore. What can I do? How can I do it safely? And sit down and pick what you can do safely and put it together and do it. It was about social distancing. Let social distancing be.
Yeah, let's go back to the drawing board and sketch out something that can work.
Let's make our
life
lives.
goes on. We have to move on. So we have to move on and change. And I don't know. All right. So, Igwe Festival in Edo State. I know it's a festival that happens in December like this. Celebration of the Oba, the kingship, and all. So, how is it turning out this year?
Well, this year is a special one because of the return today of the bronze heads. Has been returned to the king, to the palace. And it's, it's a statement of the reversal of, wrongs of colonial periods being righted in our time, the return of looted artifacts, the fact that it's also a time where the king is traditionally celebrated because people also come home, like in the southeast, the south, they also go home. So I think this year's Igwe Festival, with the return of the bronze head, the king in a good state of health, my chairman of the tourism committee in the House of Reps, been very, very, very active in the tourism sphere, especially because he's also an Edo prince, Ogede Ihama. And yes, I'm going to attend.
You're going to be there? Okay.
Yes, I think I have about 3 or 4 of them in that region, but it's coming to Christmas, so we need to slow, pull the handbrake a bit on the movement.
Yeah, it's okay. But so in the south, you say you have a couple of them like that. I know in Akwa Ibom you have. Huh?
There's one called the Anang.
The what?
Anang. A-N-N-A-G.
Tell us about it. Where is it?
It's in Akwa Ibom. It's almost like a late New Yam festival. It's very colorful. They have this men who wear very almost like the Ayo cap, but with feathers, very, very colorful. I'll send you some images of them. They're quite useful to use.
Nice.
Then the traditional dancers, they wear this. They wear a basket underneath the gown they're wearing. So it's very big, and both men and women wear it. Quite interesting to see.
Quite interesting.
So we must share a lot of images with you because you own the transmission capacity that tells our story.
I think they also have a carol. There's this large Christmas carol they hold in Akwa Ibom. I think
Akwa Ibom,
it's
yeah.
the largest one.
It's
Is that the one that Lazo Kwame? There's one that Lazo Kwame does.
no, it's part private, part
Okay,
public
19.
sponsored. But I think in terms of religious Pentecostal events in the whole of Nigeria, you've got something like the experience that just happened in Lagos. I mean, you've got you get goosebumps when you hear the voices and the technicals that go into it. The Redeemed Christian Church of Christ on Ibadan Expressway, I mean, has an auditorium that holds 1 million people. If 1 million people say Amen,
it's going to be.
Baba God is listening.
Wow.
It's like that. The beauty of the carol service in Akwa Ibom is it's more like it's more technically, it's local choirs pretty much competing and singing in worship in dialects that it's not slightly different from the larger Pentecostals. Yeah. I'm waiting for you to get to the Southwest.
Yes, so I'm leaving the Southwest. I'm coming to the Southwest. But you know what? Let's quickly take a dive to the North. In the North, there are not so many of these festivities this season, are there? I know that Arugungu is sometime earlier.
No, earlier this year.
It's
passed.
It's passed already.
The Durban's passed, yes.
Yeah, but for the North Central, I think it's going to be more. In the North Central, Benue Kogi, are there any?
Benue Kogi are, Christian Muslim balance. We're going towards Christmas, so you'll find that it's Christmas and what we are still celebrating are some of our traditional religions alongside Christianity. So once you come out of Christendom in terms of like somewhere halfway up through Nigeria, it's a holiday for them. They also the Northerners go back to the north to spend time with their families, but it's also, if you look at the season, it's getting colder, it's Harmattan, it's dusty, it's very hot in the days. So, there's that pushback from what they're doing, what we're doing in the South, the Deep South. Okay,
I will go to the North now. Some of the tourists, some of the areas, some of the festivities. A few of these activities around. I know we have the Kagoro in Kaduna, the Kombai in Taraba, and a couple of others. And you told me about the one you talked about in Benue.
The Puppet Festival.
Yes, so, but you know what? Let's take a look at this one from the North, and then we'll be back.
The Yuletide season comes with different kinds of celebrations. For the Kagoro people in the southern part of Kaduna State, the Mbwak Afan, popularly known as Kagoro Day, is celebrated every 1st January to treat the hills believed to be infested with an evil spirit. This celebration has been said to exist for over 400 years. It has some cultural display of people putting broom-like above the eye, down to the lower part of the eye. Young boys and girls come out half-dressed in funny, sensuous attire to do more clowning than dancing. From Gombe State, northeastern part of Nigeria, the Pisitangle is observed on the last Saturday of December to mark that agriculture remains the primary produce of the Tangale people. This celebration displays ancient cultural artifacts, traditional cuisines, traditional dresses, and dances of the people. Also, in the northeast, the Kute people of Taraba State have the Kombai Day celebration, celebrated every 26th of December. This celebration is done with each clan coming together uniformly in their dresses at an open square and dancing around in accordance. This dance shows unity and togetherness among the people. Peculiar among the Tiv people of Benue State is the Kwahi Puppet Masquerade Festival. This festival, which started with storytelling, has grown into a big drama tradition at night with drummers, trumpeters, dancers, musicians, manipulation of performance that narrate stories through puppets, masquerades, animals. Also, it has a display of young men dancing and waving fire on their hands as a sign of welcoming the audience. Likewise, the young women sing melodious to the beat of the drums to include the performance of masquerades The festive season is a time to reconnect with family, friends, and loved ones. Try reconnecting with a loved one around you, and you'll be glad you did.
All right, thank you very much for remaining with us. This is still the Medley Show, and you're watching it on the Nigerian Television Authority. We've just taken a look at some of the exciting places you can visit in the north. Now let's go to Benue State, where they have that is it a festival?
Puppet and
the
masquerade
puppetry thing. Yeah, what's it called?
Kwagi.
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 Kwaghri. Kwagi.
Okay. All right. So for
I hope
those,
I pronounce it well.
yeah, but it's okay. For those who are within that, who find themselves around here or close by, what's the catch about it? Why should I go see it?
It's traditional masquerades, very colorful, doing all sorts of dances, fire dance, acrobatics, in very intricate designs. And then you've got some people who are puppet masters, who from life-size puppets that, they move this hand, but there's three people in front of it, 3 puppets in front, 3 puppets behind. So they move one hand, and it's like 6 people or 5 people are dancing, and and you've got the ones for the little children, the little boxes where it's like hand gloves, etc. And it's a family event. It's a traditional event. It's a time for the people of Benue State to, come out and show their own mastery in terms of the creative cultures of the state.
Now I know we don't have so much in the north area of the season festivities, but there are some tourist destination. There are some, during the season, so all these tourism sites get alive. I mean, all these tourism sites, yeah, they actually come alive. Which are some of the places? Is Kajuru Castle open now? I know the time it was closed.
Yes, it's open. It may not be very popular, but it's open, and it's a good place to go to. Every tourism site, from the Agungu River in Kebbi to Takwa Bay in Lagos, is an asset that belongs to the people of Nigeria, that we wouldn't mind people from abroad coming to enjoy as well. And every time we have a holiday, that is where we go. Takwa Bay used to be Easter, Boxing Day, traditionally. But every time we have a holiday, every time we have time off, we want to enjoy, we want to relax. So there are people who will go up Olumorok and look down from Olumorok. There are people who will go to Ogunike Caves and go and look at the waterfalls. There are people who will go to Owu Falls during the holiday, because the fact is that you have time, you have people, and you want to spend it doing something meaningful. And that's where people now make these trips to the tourism sites. Yes, if the signal.
Okay, I know he's eager to go to talk Southwest. You know what? I'm going to talk Southwest now. But meanwhile, we just put just little clips together on the very, very famous Ayo Masquerade celebration in Lagos, and of course some of the street carnivals, street parties in Lagos.
For once in a whole year, where communities driven by young people in solidarity galvanize each other and evoke communal spirits of sharing, celebrating, and other forms of goodness, is usually around December. From Christmas, carnivals, and festivals, December, the last month of the year, is a world of holidays. From the southwest of Nigeria, the Lagos Carnival, also known as Fanti or Kareta Carnival of Lagos, is one of the popular in West Africa. The carnival dates back to the Lagos colonial period, when the Brazilian former slave returnees came back to reside in Lagos in the 19th century. The carnival was reinstated in 2010. The event is usually centered on Lagos Island, where young residents of the state mobilize in solidarity to celebrate end of the year filled with troops, display of costumes, and various forms of entertainment, including music and dancing. The race is to outdo each other in terms of size, costume, and volume of participation. The carnival portrays an eclectic mixture of Nigerian, Brazilian, and Cuban heritage of the city. Most residents of Lagos look forward to these end-of-the-year activities. Fanti has over time spread across states of the southwest. The Ayo Festival, otherwise known as Adamu Orisha Play, is a Yoruba festival unique to Lagos, Nigeria. Back in the day, the festival takes place whenever occasion and tradition demand, though it is usually held as part of the final burial rites of a highly regarded chief in the king's court. Nowadays, and because it is such a traditional festival, it can be celebrated for the death of a notable person or to celebrate a special occasion, such as visits by heads of state. The masquerades parade in white robes with a veil that covers their faces and with typical hats, akete, differentiated by color, each representing the group to which the Ayo belongs. The Ayos also use a stick of palm branches or palm butter to bless the public or punish people who break the rules of the festival. Though a cultural symbol of Lagos, the Eyo has become the hallmark of celebration for residents. The Eyo Festival is culturally inspired but holds a lot of tourism significance to the people and visitors in Lagos State.
All right, welcome back to the Medley Show, and I still have on set with me the Babaeto. That is, is a big title. The Baba of Yoruba land. All right, he's the DG of the NTDC, Mr. Folarin Shokoka. Now, thank you very much for coming around. Now, I would like us to talk Yoruba land now, the southwest. Mm-hmm. Let's just touch on the Eyo Masquerade that we've just seen, the Eyo Masquerade Festival thing. It's still holding this year, right?
No, the Eyo Masquerade doesn't. It's not a yearly thing.
It's not yearly?
No, it comes out by the permission of the Oba of Lagos.
Oh, it's not
and
yearly.
No, it's not yearly. And when it comes out, it usually comes out in celebration of something grand. You know, the new Oba, the death of a very important, personality. Mm-hmm. It's only on special occasions by the permission of the King of Lagos. You can't just hold there. So it's not every year, but maybe post-pandemic, we may need to wash Lagos with such a special thing. It's just an idea.
Okay. So, also I know growing up in Lagos, we have this whole lot of decorations. There's always this street party we do in Lagos. I don't know. Is it the one they call Fanti? Fanti.
Yes, there's Fanti, which is more like the Brazilian Quarters, central Lagos, which is again a celebration at this time of year. But let's put it this way: Lagos is one street party.
Yes.
There's no night you go out, especially at the weekend, that there's not one groove or the other, one road blocked for a party or the other. I don't think they block roads anymore. But there is always that spirit of celebration about Lagos. And to some extension, the Yoruba states, they are just a merry-making people. But specifically for Lagos and a bit more now in Ogun State, there are tremendous amount of concerts. Lagos, the East, Abuja, you've got the A grade, A class. When I say A class, I mean the number ones. They are holding concerts both in Lagos, Abuja, sometimes Port Harcourt, simultaneously. I mean, they're literally...
Yes.
The table's going for 5 million naira. I'm thinking, wow.
These artists are smiling to the bank.
They're promoters. I think they just get a fee.
Yeah.
But, there's a concert and there's a table for 10 and it's 1 million, 2.5 million, 5 million naira for corporate table. And you get everything you want. And they perform to global standards. And, you must look at the values they create. The consumption, the supply chain, the light, the sound, the runners, the makeup, the early performers, the warm-up acts, the consumption of food, drink, transportation, hotel, all those things triggered by one event. And look at the value it creates. Now, we have to look at those values as the future of tourism. It's that kind of money that builds tourism. It's not where government keeps, giving out 500,000 to this festival and 200,000. What does that generate? What does it create? It keeps our heritage alive. But we need cash to propel our tourism agenda, even domestically, just within our own population.
All right, so a lot of flights are going to be flying into Lagos this season. So, for people like us, I am also interested in visiting Terraculture, Busan Center. You just like to watch stage performances. Yeah, some people may want to go to the beaches. How are the beaches in Lagos? Are they still...
They're good. Takrabe is still very popular. There's from Inagbe
Inagbe
is at the
where?
beginning, just before you get, it's in the creeks, just before you get to Elisha. You go in through the creeks, then you go over and you got the Atlantic Ocean. You know, Lagos has a long peninsula. Yeah, there are many beach houses, there are many beach parties. Your best way, I mean, let's not depend on Mr. Coker's information about what is the latest thing going on in town. Just go onto social media. Just go onto the digital space where everybody who's doing something advertises. So you will get the latest information on all of that available for you. I mean, just question it. The internet is a very obedient informer. Beaches in Lagos, accessible beaches by road, accessible by boat, boats to go get to the beach in Lagos. All those things will be thrown at you. Technology, there's a new T in travel and tourism, is technology. And if you don't embrace technology in your consumption or creation or even operation of travel and tourism, there will be a shortfall. People just won't know about what you're doing.
Culturally, what's in the Southwest generally? I mean, is anything happening in Osun? I know Osun Osogbo.
No, Osun Osogbo is gone.
But that's annual, right?
That's annual. That's
annual.
Fixed, yeah.
That's annual, good.
Fixed.
So where else we have, what's culture?
I think
okay, like you say.
The focus is changing from, you know, how many people with a cultural, apart from the big ones like Osun Osogbo, the focus is changing. If we look at our population is 65% of our population is between the ages of 18 and 35. Yeah. They're young, they're mobile, they're digitally connected, and what they want to see isn't that cultural thing that they used to.
Okay, then maybe the culture should be repackaged so that, because somehow we just need to...
We need to use one to promote the other.
Yes, and like I would also always say, the young people are always on their mobile. So I think let's take this and meet them where they are.
I'm in the digital space with them. I'm probably the grandpa digital.
Okay. All right. So anyhow, we're gradually coming to the end. Is there any other area we've not touched that you might want to quickly?
Yes, definitely. Nigeria is your cheapest holiday. You don't need to roam your phone. You don't need to get a visa. You don't need to change dollar. You speak the language, or there's somebody near you who speaks the language. You probably eat the food already. This is the time for us to build our own domestic industry. This is the time for us to grow our naira. This is the time for us to look inwards and do the best with what we have, so that the rest of the world can come when they hear the noise that's going on here, come and look at what we have here. And what is international tourism? It's just an international ticket. Everything you consume in Ghana is domestic to Ghana. In Dubai, it's domestic to Dubai. So let's consume our own to make it that world standard commodity that, you know, the rest of the world will want to come and partake in it. For if the Italians didn't consume enough Gucci, would Gucci be global today? If the French didn't consume Dior, would Dior be global today? So if the Nigerians don't consume enough of this can do, we will win, never carry last spirit, and what it throws up. How do we expect anybody else to come in?
Trust me, nowhere is ever safe in the world. I mean,
yeah,
not safe because, there is people die, there are killings everywhere. Like you said at the last program when you last came here, more gun violence, more gun in the U.S.
than in Nigeria. More people are killed per day, per year in America than even with our insurgency. Nigeria is not the rape capital of the world. I don't want to mention any other countries. Nigeria is not even the 419 capital of the world. I just want to mention any other countries. So what is it that is so bad about this great country of 200 million black people that, you know, we just overthink and overfocus and overemphasize on the micro negatives. Not every country is safe, as you said.
Yeah. You know, don't worry.
There's no country that doesn't have insecurity.
We'll change. We'll change, right? I know. My people, we talk to ourselves, so we'll change. We'll try to, like this season, we'll try to see how much we can embrace Nigeria. Yeah. And with our pictures, we'll take pictures and we'll send it out, and people know that, hey, come on, it's not that bad after all. I would let you go now. But, I like your voice. You have a very microphone-friendly voice.
Really?
Yes, and I know when you sing, it's going to be... Yes, I can just imagine you singing a Christmas carol song singing anything. I know it's going to be amazing. So please, let's hear you, right? We want to hear that, right? Yeah, I know. Okay, try quite some interesting carols there, and still in the spirit of carol, I'll let Director General sing something for us. He has a nice voice. Yeah, you know that. So please, let's hear that. Let's hear you sing anything.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Okay.
I can't believe I just did
Don't
this.
worry, everybody's clapping. Everybody's applauding you behind. I mean, seriously.
Bye, yo, if I catch you.
Let's see. Don't worry. Don't worry. When next I bring you, it won't be season celebration. I'll make you. You know, you've been talking about all these Davidos and all these artists. When I bring you on, if it's that one, you can sing that one back.
No, not
Okay.
yet.
Well,
I'm
you're
going to practice.
sing that when I bring you next.
You'll catch me next.
Okay. All right. For me, Cecil Egwele is do have yourself a very beautiful celebration. Visit all the nice places that you can, and do send us a picture. I will sing something, but don't worry, I still have 2 more episodes of the show before Christmas, so don't worry, I'll sing.